Hello everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, let's just talk. So today is going to be a very low-key video because I'm a little bit sick, Elliot's a little bit sick, and I've been thinking about things, especially going in to the end of the year. So I just posted yesterday my second October mini TBR, and a lot of the comments I've been getting are, this video is now too short, which I love a huge TBR, so I completely get where you're coming from. I think part of the reason I wanted to do the shorter mini TBRs was to, one, try it out with the mood reading, and I do think I'm getting more stuff done that way. I felt like, especially at the beginning of the month, that if I committed to a bigger TBR, none of those books were going to get read, because a lot of the times it is very random of what I pick on those. Like, I'll get categories or prompts that are very fun and very weird sometimes and hard to fill, and it ends up being something that, like, I do sort of want to read, but at the same time not as high a priority. Or like right now I have quite a few arcs that I missed at some point, like with moving, that I want to try and get in, and so those things are a little bit more hard to fit into a TBR. So I was hoping for more of a, like, let's do a couple things at a time. I didn't want to pad them out too much, which is why the last one was like 13 something, like 13 minutes and a bit. And according to YouTube, the sweet spot for videos is between 10 to 15 minutes. So I mean, it did hit that. I never want to like try and pad out a video to make it longer, or try and cut too much out to make it shorter. Like, I do know that some of my videos are much longer. You know what I mean? Like, the TBR videos can be 20, 30 minutes. My vlogs, I usually just can't shut up during reading vlogs, and so a lot of the times they're over 45 minutes to an hour, especially if it's a vlog where I'm going out and doing stuff as well. So a lot of my channel is videos that I want to put out, and I'm not necessarily thinking about how long something is. But I do understand the whole 2 books per video is sort of short. This was partly because I knew I was not going to commit to a full TBR. And then also, the kids have now been sick. We've been in school for a month and a half now, and we're starting to get that nose stuff being brought home. The good thing is nobody's had fevers. Knock on wood. Now I need to like figure out, make sure nobody else is getting stuff. But I have a little bit of like that nose stuff, a little bit of a cough, like things that feel very normal for beginning of school going into fall, and like we are definitely going into fall now here. This is my first time obviously being in Washington during fall. Arizona still has some 100-degree days for their highs right now in October. And the last few days we've had rain and like a high of 61. Like, it is so nice, but that means all of that sort of fall sickness things are coming a little bit quicker. We have appointments to get the kids flu shots. I needed to schedule my stuff and everything for that as well. So like we're getting into that. It's just happening a little bit quicker. So that was also part of the reason the last TBR video was a little bit shorter. Elliot was actually sick in that video. I had a little bit, like, but mostly gone. She was just barely getting sick, and so like, again, trying to film and edit while taking care of a sick kid to get a video out. That kind of stuff happens. I have been posting 3 videos a week actually lately. I've been saying on my videos that I do like Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays, but lately I've been doing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday every single time, which I personally do love doing, but that also does mean I need to make sure I'm putting out the content. So sort of what I wanted to come and sit down and do was mention that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not trying to put out a long video and make it long on purpose, although I also do like watching longer form content. I think the one good thing is, even though YouTube does say the sweet spot for videos is between 10 to 15 minutes, depending on what content you're looking for and the creators that you're following, especially like for me, if I like you as a person and I like your personality and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter to me how long your videos are. Sometimes it is easier to put on a shorter, relatively, let's just say under 20 minutes, a shorter video when I know I don't have a ton of time. And there are other creators that are not booktubers that I do watch sometimes, and I do feel like consistently their videos are under 20 minutes. So maybe it's like the more book side you're on, the more acceptable it is to have longer videos, which completely makes sense. So that being said, I'm not trying to pad content, all that kind of stuff. So my question, I actually do need a little bit of help here of what you guys would like. I am in the middle of The Raven King, and I've finished the comic/graphic novel thing that I was reading as well. I Am Hexed. So I still have some time to finish The Raven King before I like film my next TBR. I might also read something else in the middle of it, you know, because part of this was to read some TBR things that I'm making for the video, and then also try and fit in those other arcs and things that I want to read. And since The Raven King is an audio, obviously it's not something that I'm going to pick up if I want a physical read. I'm hoping to get in one more mini TBR, and yes, it might still be 2, maybe 3. Somebody had a good suggestion that maybe even 3 or 4 books would be a better like length for a TBR. My minimum for my normal game is 5, so I do feel like that's why I had picked 2. 1 was obviously way too short. I didn't want to do 4 because that felt too close to 5, but maybe we'll try a 3. I think I might be able to do 1 more in October. But now, I know this is a long explanation, I'm very rambly. We're getting into the end of the year. We're getting into November, December. We're getting into the fact that a video game that has been in production for like 10 years is coming out on October 31st, and I am planning on playing it. So my attention for books and stuff is going to be divided. So I guess the thing is, I was mostly trying to do the mini TBRs in October because of other extenuating circumstances, but now I would rather hear what you guys think about an end of the year TBR. Would you prefer me continuing mini TBRs, but maybe increasing it to like 3, maybe 4 books at a time, and just continuing them through November and December, just whenever I finish whatever that TBR is, do another one? Or would you prefer a longer form video where I'm technically including November and December? So I would do something more like 10 books total, potentially. It might increase, because I think if I did something like that, I would actually potentially bring back the, if I roll the color 3 times, we're gonna add a roll. Like those kind of rules that I actually really, really love, but I've been struggling with lately. So that's the whole reason that we're here today. That's the question I'm posing for you, is I do really appreciate that you guys prefer longer videos, but if I did this, it would be 1 more long TBR for the end of the year, or I could do some more frequent, shorter ones, maybe not as short as I've been doing, but shorter ones, so you would potentially get 3, maybe 4 for those months, instead of just like 1 big one. But like, would it be more fun to do 1 big one where we're adding in those consequences of like, if I roll 3 reds, I have to add another roll, you know, like, so like, tell me what you would prefer. I have not decided at all one way or another. I don't even know necessarily what would be easier or not. I just know that with Dragon Age the Veilguard coming out at the very end of October, I want to play it. And so my attention is going to be divided. I do have things that I want to read. I still do want to read. I love reading. However, this game is probably going to be huge. I don't even know, because I have to take care of kids and stuff, if I'm going to be able to finish it by the end of 2024. But I'm going to be doing that too. So like multiple smaller TBRs or 1 bigger TBR. What would you prefer to watch? Because I'm open to either way. Yeah, that's why we're here today. I just wanted to sort of sit down, explain the reasoning why I went to mini TBRs. I do still think they're fun, but I completely understand the whole, like, that was over pretty quickly, even though it's technically within like YouTube's recommended time. Like when I saw it was 13 minutes, I was actually sort of happy it wasn't too long because I knew I only did 2 rolls, but it sounds like you guys would like more in general. So let me know down below, would you prefer more mini TBRs? Although, like I said, I don't think I'll stick with 2. I would probably, especially for November, December, do 3 or 4. Or 1 big TBR that is going to cover both months, so we won't get a second one in December. And it would probably be starting at 10 books, and then we would go from there. That was... See, this is my thing, too. I feel like I ramble so much and I go back and forth because I want to explain stuff that I probably could have made this a shorter video if I would have sat down and thought out exactly what I wanted to say and maybe wrote down. I don't do that. All of this was to say, please let me know how you would prefer the TBR game to be played for the last 2 months of the year. And hopefully this wasn't too much rambling. Yeah, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. So I will see you then. Bye.